Hey, today I want to share with you the top three things I believe were primarily responsible or the biggest drivers for growing my home service business from $8,500 a month to $65,000 a month in just 4 years. And in the first year that we made these changes, we literally 4x'd in 1 year. We quadrupled our revenue in 1 year by tweaking these things. And then honestly, I continue to tweak these same three processes over time, which is really important. So I'm going to tell you what those are. So number one is our sales script. Now, before we got a proven sales script and process installed to our cleaning company we owned here in the suburbs of Dallas, Texas, we were struggling to close deals. It was super unclear what we were selling. Our pricing was not in line with the market, so we were charging way too little. And so when we got a proven sales script installed into our company, our revenue literally doubled in 3 months. We went from 8,500 to 17,000 in just 3 months. And I was shocked. We had raised our prices by about 60%. And I was actually closing more deals than I was before when our prices were too low. And I was like, what is going on here? All I'm doing is reading these words off the page and obviously, engaging with people and being friendly. And then selling packages, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. But I was shocked at how many people were saying yes. And I couldn't believe it. We literally doubled our revenue in just 3 months. And all that without having done any sales prior to that. So I was not like a natural salesman or anything crazy, but it made a huge shift and it really opened my eyes to how important it is to have a system in your company. And at that time, when we were first growing our cleaning business, the I had no idea really how powerful systems were. And that's the moment when I began to realize, oh my gosh, when you have the right system and can rely on it, and that's your foundation, it completely changes the game. And it makes it so much easier for you to grow and oftentimes outdo your competition. So, and then, I talked about how in the sales script, so we had raised our prices, I was following a script, but then we also began to sell packages. And there was a study done with real home service businesses in, I believe it was 2019, that showed when home service businesses go from just selling their services. So, for example, if you do window cleaning, rather than just walking up to a customer and saying, hey, here's how much it would cost for me to clean your windows, uh, because that's a yes or no conversation. Instead, when you give them three packages to choose from, so like here's a good, better, best option, maybe even have a premium option. Studies show that when you do that, it literally increases your revenue by 75% just in the first year. In our case, because we were undercharging and then we started selling packages, we actually doubled our revenue in 3 months. We ended up quadrupling it in just 1 year. So selling packages is a huge, huge deal because again, you want to avoid having yes or no conversations with your prospects or with your leads for your home service business. Never, ever, ever have a yes or no conversation. Instead, have a which one would you like? We've got several options to meet your budget, right? That are going to take care of your needs. You know what? I believe you need this and this for your windows, but you don't need this over here. This is okay. Maybe your tracks are just super clean. So I really recommend this option. Having those good, better, best options is hugely important so that you're able to give your customers a choice and decide which one they want to buy from you without it feeling overwhelming. So they found that three is the magic number. That's what did in our company. That's what I always recommend. By the way, I've actually got a free tool to help you produce packages for your own service company. It's absolutely amazing. I trained it myself, and it literally will create what's called a decoy offer for you, a really high ticket premium offer. It'll create sort of a middle tier, which is usually your most popular package, and they'll create kind of a basic tier for you for whatever home service that you provide. And it asks you the questions that it needs to know to give you all the nitty-gritty details. It'll even generate a phone script for you. It's absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. Just click on the link in the description and it'll take you to my custom GPT that you can use inside ChatGPT. Again, fully trained for the home service business. It's absolutely incredible. I think you're going to love it. So check it out. So selling packages is a huge, huge deal. Okay. And you want to make sure that you're positioning your services in the right way and that you're addressing your customers' problems uh, with with like the best value possible. So maybe you've got like a decoy offer, and honestly, they do this at the movie theater all the time, right? They've got the huge popcorn that's like, $15 or $12 or whatever, and then they've got the middle popcorn, sort of mid-sized popcorn, which is like maybe $10, let's say, or even $9. And then they've got a smaller popcorn, which is always just barely smaller than the middle one, and it's like $8. And so it feels like, well, why would I buy this, popcorn over here, this little popcorn for $8 when I can get the medium one for just like $1 more? And so most people will go to that option. That's kind of what you want to do and how you position your services. And so the ChatGPT that I trained for you will actually help you to do that. And then obviously you can make tweaks from there based on your pricing and everything, but it will actually suggest pricing. It's pretty cool. So the last thing that we changed in our company that just like, again, it kind of blows my mind looking back, like how quickly all of this happened. And I really didn't anticipate that it would be so fast that we would grow from just really small changes, honestly. It's like literally stuff that you can change in one day. Like you can get a phone script, practice it a few times, and start saying these words and like completely change your sales process in one day. The last thing that we ended up doing was improving our follow-up process. And so I had been putting off and putting off, I should write an email campaign that's going to follow up with our customers. And I was just putting it off, putting it off. I think this was 2018. And so at that time, email was like the big thing, right? And it actually is still a secret weapon. Just a lot of people don't realize it. But I was like, I got to write a follow-up email campaign, but I don't want to. And my buddy was like, bro, you have to do this. Don't put it off. I remember sitting on my couch in my living room. I was like, I'm going to write my follow-up process today. It's going to get done. And so we can close more deals. And so I wrote, I think it was like 8 emails long. I just talked about our service a little bit, how we got our name, put through them some reviews in there, gave them a little like $30 coupon, no big deal. And lo and behold, like people started responding back. And I was like, wow. And because we were nurturing people over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, we were booking so many more deals. And so after we did that, we ended up doubling our revenue again in just 6 months. And so follow up is huge. And then the next biggest ROI I think that we ever got in our company on any type of marketing was the second time that we upgraded our follow-up processes. And at that point, I installed a whole robust email system where every single month we were sending out newsletters, and we were sending out regular campaigns and really touching our customers all throughout the year. We would upgrade our recurring customers into a big deep clean. A lot of them would buy it twice a year. And so it was just producing cash without me having to run any ads at all. It was absolutely amazing. And so honestly, follow up was probably the biggest ROI that I've ever seen in my company of all the marketing that I've done. And as we would shop around, we would always call our competitors about once a year or so, maybe more sometimes. And every time I'd have someone new in my office that maybe was helping us with sales or administration, I'd always have them call our competitors. And what we found was very interesting. I'd have them call 9 or 10 people, and 9 times out of 10, they couldn't even get a hold of anybody. Nobody ever called them back. Out of all the companies, all of our competitors we have ever called, not one has ever collected an email address. Nobody's ever put us in a follow-up sequence for texting and all this stuff. Now, the market has definitely come up since then. I mean, I sold my company almost 2 years ago. So the market has come up a lot even in just 2 years. But there's still a huge gap. And so if you are amazing at these processes and really have things nailed down, you are gonna you're gonna outperform your competitors every time. And that's what I found. We would have people call us oftentimes and literally gasp when they would hear us, say that their first cleaning was going to be five, six, seven, $800, right, for our cleaning service. And they'd say, "Let me call around. That's more than I expected to pay. Let me see what I can do." So they'd call our competitors, right? And then they would call us back about a week later or at the end of the week, and they'd say, "You know what? I called around. Nobody's answering the phone. You guys have been super responsive. You've been following up with me. You've been checking in. I love the checklist that you sent to me." Aha. So we had follow up. We were all these different touch points, right? We're building a relationship with this prospect, with this potential customer. And now they trust us. Why? Because we have shown them that we are the best option by giving them all of the information that they need to make the best decision for themselves. Plus, we show them, our 300 plus reviews on Google that we got. That's a whole other thing. And it's like, now it's like a no brainer. Yes, it's more expensive than what they had hoped or imagined they would pay, but the value is there. And so that's what I think a lot of people miss out on many times. And maybe you're missing this in your company is like, you're not helping people see the value clearly enough so that they can make the best decision for themselves and realize that the best decision is you. It's your company, right? Because you're going to deliver the best value. That's why you're the most expensive, because you're going to deliver the most value. You have the best employees, like you have the best processes. You do this thing and this special thing over here, and you're not even telling people about it. Like, why not? What, you're not following up enough. Like, you need to tell these people about your services. They raised their hand and said, I want somebody to clean my house, or I want somebody to pressure wash my driveway. So, like, why shouldn't they pick you? You just need to show them that you are the best decision. So those are the three things, right? That I think had the largest measurable ROI and were the biggest uh, uh, growth growth things. I'm totally having a brain fart right now, but they're the biggest things that helped us in our growth over the entire course of our business, because we were constantly optimizing our sales script and processes. We were constantly receiving new training about sales and trying to level up our skills and our understanding. We were always looking at our packages and modifying them based on what the market was telling us. What do people want? What do they not want? What drives our technicians crazy? How can we be more efficient? So we're always making tweaks in those things. And then finally, our follow up, and we had several iterations of that, and it just made a huge difference as we focused on leveling up our follow up and just having a super robust system. I can't tell you how cool it is to have like an entire year's worth of content in your email and texting system that you can just, with the push of a button, print money in your home service business. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it provides you some insight about how you can grow your home service business. If you want to learn more about my personal journey and honestly, what will make the biggest difference in growing your home service company and how to stand out from your competition, I want you to download my ebook, Seven Secrets to Double Profits in Your Home Service Business. And this details my own journey and also teaches you about the concept of the F.R.A.P formula, which I believe is the best way to grow your business profitably, hands down. And so download that. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can download that. And then if you want to book a call and just learn how we can install a lot of these same systems into your company, so that you can level up and increase your profit and stop just wasting money on Google, but instead find the next $10,000 to $20,000 that's already hiding in your CRM because we haven't followed up with those 2,000 contacts you have forever, right? So if you've got a ton of contacts you're just sitting on, a gold mine, book a call with me. I'm going to show you exactly how we can reactivate those people and get them coming back and stop spending so much money on advertising and instead grow your home service business profitably with amazing sales and follow-up. So that's you. Be sure to book a call, and then don't forget to check out the chat GPT below. I'll put a link to that as well. Thanks, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next video.